Good morning, everyone, and welcome to SewSpark Studio. I'm Paula. This is just a short video, in particular aimed at beginners, to remind you of some things to think about before you press the foot pedal at your sewing machine. One of the first things you want to check, of course, is that you've threaded the machine properly. And so you want to look at the path that your thread is taking through the machine, and is it in all of the right places? Is it in the tension, for example? Also check your bobbin. Is your bobbin in the tension for the bobbin? Because the stitch won't be drawing a stitch if that is not in the correct place. So that's the first thing that you should check. Look at your stitch settings. So what kind of stitch is it that you're wanting to make? And is the machine on that stitch? My machine right now is set for a straight stitch, and it shows me where my needle position is, which is in the center where I want it. It gives me the stitch length, and normally I want this on 2.5 for most of the sewing that I do. And it gives some other information that your machine might not have that maybe isn't quite as significant. But it also is showing me what presser foot I should have on my machine here as well. And so I can check and make sure that all of those things are where I want them. Sometimes I've turned on my machine and usually it comes on the straight stitch, which is what I usually want, but occasionally it will remember the last stitch I was using and it comes on that stitch. But I don't remember that. And so I start sewing and oops, that's a zigzag, not a straight stitch, which means I have to do a little bit of stitch ripping. So check your stitch, make sure that's what you want. Check your tension. Now, normally if you're the only one using a machine, this shouldn't change. But is your tension setting, and on my machine it's this dial, some machines have a dial on the side, is that setting what would be a normal setting? That's something, again, that you want to make sure is accurate before you start sewing. The last thing that I would check is the position of the take-up lever. So this is where my take-up lever comes up, and you want to be able to see your take-up lever at the top of this slot here. And I actually can't see mine right now, so I'm going to turn my hand wheel towards me and raise my take-up until it's as high as it will go. If you start sewing with the take-up lever down, it won't necessarily not sew, but you may find that your needle on threads when you start sewing. It's a good practice to get into, a habit to develop, to always have your take-up in the top position when you start sewing. The last thing that I would do before I start sewing, and I don't do this as much anymore because I've been sewing a long time, but if you're a beginner, it's a good idea to just do a practice stitch. So I've just got a scrap of fabric here. Whoops. You see my needle unthreaded there? And that actually happened when I raised my take-up lever, it unthreaded my needle. And so I need to rethread my needle before I can practice stitch. So put your presser foot down, press your foot pedal, and take a look at your stitching. Look at the front side, look at the back side. I've got two different color threads in my machine right now, but does it look like it's even on both sides, that both sides are going into the fabric about the same amount? And if all of those things are correct and it's sewing properly, then you're ready to get started on your project.